You know what I mean? And if you don't believe me, go and check it for yourself. You can check it on the internet. You can go and check it wherever you want, people. It's right there for you. As I said, £125 a week, which works out at £25 a day, £1,300 a year per person. Yeah, 845 grand a year for all MPs. Yeah, so that much basically is going of our taxes is going on them, but yet they don't want to help hungry children.
That's mad.
What's that about?
£25 a day.
£25 a day, they get.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
For lunch.
Yeah.
For lunch.
Can they
for
not
lunch.
afford to buy their lunch out of their own bloody salary?
Of course, they're on 80 grand. They're on nigh on 80 grand a year or more.
Yo, what's going on, people? Big up yourselves all the time, every time. Welcome back to Real Fake News with myself, Jago.
You've got Renee. Hello, hi. Hope you are all good.
Hi, I'm Lynette. Hope everybody's having a blessed Sunday. Let's get going.
And that's per usual. Man like, real talk. Let's go, man.
Nice. Yeah, so guys, man, a lot going on this week. Again, we've got lockdown restrictions. We've got mass craziness going on the streets. Obviously, we're coming to the seasonal flu as well, so we're going to see a lot more going on. So first of all, what we want to look at is something which I find very strange, which has been going off a lot this week, is that we've got to a point where they're saying that they can't feed the kids anymore at schools. What's that about?
Yeah. It's a piss take. That's what it's about. So I found a little statistic, yeah, about that. Yeah, because at the present moment, I swear there's certain rulings, and we've had countless amounts of people trying to fight for it. Marcus Rashford has been doing bits for it, as everyone knows. Yeah. You know what I mean? But so you've got the parliament members, yeah, MPs, and they get a £25 daily food allowance, which works out about £125 a week, which is £1,300 a month. Let me get the whole thing up. Let me get the thing up for people. You know what I mean? And if you don't believe me, go and check it for yourself. You can check it on the internet. You can go and check it wherever you want, people. It's right there for you. So, as I said, £125 a week, which works out at £25 a day, £1,300 a year per person. Yeah, 845 grand a year for all MPs. Yeah, so that much basically is going of our taxes is going on them, but yet they don't want to help hungry children.
That's mad.
What's that about?
£25 a day.
£25 a day, they get.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
For lunch.
Yeah.
For lunch.
Can they
for
not
lunch.
afford to buy their lunch out of their own bloody salary?
Of course, they're on 80 grand. They're on nigh on 80 grand a year or more. You know what I mean? Of course they can afford it, but they don't need to because we pay it for them.
That's mad.
Out of order.
Yeah. And even us now,
bang out of order.
Communities are banding together now to pay for the kids' lunches.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You've even got McDonald's, an American company, saying they're willing to help the children in England, in UK. What's
That's
that
so
about?
mad. I can't believe that.
You're supposed to be the government. You're talking about children in the future. What's that about?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Government pissed me off, mate.
Mate, if this doesn't show the people that the government are not working for the people, then them people, I don't know, mate. I don't know how they got this far in life. You get me?
They're working. We all know they're working for themselves.
Yeah.
It's mad, man.
That's never been about the people anyways, so
100%.
Can't really surprise us.
I mean, going back to maybe a couple of months back, we were talking, and Drunkle was about as well, the GOAT himself.
Yeah.
And I was saying that, will it get to a time where there might be a conflict between the people and the government, like a civil war within the country?
Yeah.
Now, taking money away from your kids' mouths, Do you reckon that'll be a push enough to get it going that direction?
It's definitely a catalyst.
No,
I don't think it will.
I don't believe it.
I think it would be a catalyst.
Full
I think it would be one of the catalysts for it. If something goes off, it will be an accumulation of stuff, and that might be one of the things. It might not be one of the biggest things, but I reckon it will be something. Someone will mention that and remember it.
No, I don't think it
as
will.
they
Because
said-
what about all the people in poverty who are not being fed or are still on the streets and things like that? Like, that's still a pretty big thing, but it's not going to start, you know, a civil war.
I mean, on the basis
Do you know what I mean?
we got to a point where everyone who's been living in a house, everyone who's been living with family, everyone's been sending their kids to schools and been getting school meals now are not getting that. The people who were in poverty before were always in poverty, so they've got a baseline of understanding. But people who were never in poverty before now have dropped down to that poverty where like they've got to find money to feed their kids to go to school because the government won't do it.
Yeah.
True. Or did someone at least hit that
It's
poverty
bad,
line,
but
at least felt it.
Yeah, but
But
it's pretty bad. But I don't think it would
It's
get
more
to
the
that
restrictions
point.
that are going to make people kick off, rather than food and money. It's all going to be about the restrictions. I can't go to the cinema. Oh, I can't go to my local spa or my local pub. That's what's going to set people off more than anything. That's what's more important.
Yeah, I
Like,
heard
obviously, I'm
that.
not saying kids are important, but
Hey, don't forget them COVID marshals that will soon get comfortable in their job, you know. Don't forget them brothers. They're soon gonna start getting comfortable in that job. Know it. When they get comfortable, then you're gonna see some madness with them. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't have
They're
that
gonna think they're
authority, though, do
gonna-
they?
They don't have that authority, but they might think they do.
They may not have it, but not people have the knowledge to know they ain't got the authority.
Yeah. As I said, there's gonna be sections of people. There's gonna be certain sections of people that will go for that job. You know what I mean? Some will be bully types, which is what you mentioned, Renee. Some will be bully types that think they can overpower people and try and make people do stuff, which some people will try and defend themselves and stand up. And then you have busybodies, ones that just want to get up in your business, regardless if you're doing anything or not. You know what I mean? I truly believe them two sections of people are going to be that could spark off certain levels of violence. I don't know about, as I said, I don't know about civil war, but certain levels of violence could spark off with them COVID marshals. Definitely.
Okay.
For sure.
I mean, I did see in Czech Republic and in Paris, there's been big riots and clashes against the police from the sporting people because they've cancelled all the sports. So a lot of the sporting people have come out and started getting mad with the police on the streets in them two countries.
Yeah, but it's not that. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like the police are this. As I said, as everyone knows, the police are just there as enforcers of a gang. They're just the gang that try and keep the people like in check. You know what I mean? So really and truly, like, don't even get mad at the Fed. You need to get mad at the people that are hiring the Fed, because they're the one making decisions. They're the one that's making the decisions.
And that's the government. And we ain't got control of it.
Well, unfortunately,
they're the ones that's making the choice. But the
them.
thing about it is you can't get to them because the police are there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Which causes madness. So
the government know they're fully protected. They can do whatever they want to us. There's little about it.
Of course.
Yeah,
biggest
I hear
organised
that.
gang in the world, governments, mate.
I hear that. And obviously, so they're tightening restrictions, which is another thing which is going to push people over the edge a little bit. We've seen in Wales that they have certain shops are only selling essential goods now.
Depends on
Yeah,
your
but bro,
definition
what
of
is essential goods, bro? What is alcohol essential goods? What, you're gonna wrap up children's clothes, you're gonna wrap up clothes and books and all sorts, but you're not gonna wrap up alcohol, so you can buy whiskey, but you can't buy children's clothes. Which is essential, fam.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
It's mad, bro.
That's quite blatantly weird, mad. But at the end of the day, you know, they've been pushing these little jabs into the people's ribs, and people are just taking it. So, I mean, how far do they have to go before everyone just says, "No, that's enough"?
To be honest, that I couldn't answer. But I don't know what's going to spark someone or a certain amount of people to go over that edge. You know what I mean? Remember, it's only going to take one person to open their mouth and a bag of people to think, oh, fuck it, let's do this, innit? You know what I mean? But I don't know what's going to trigger them to do that. I have no clue.
Okay.
Because we've been in COVID for the last nearly 8 months now. It's going to drag on into next year.
Yeah, easy. I think everyone knew that at the beginning. Everyone knew 2020 was a write-off.
The thing is, I think if it's been so long now. For me, I feel like it's been so long with a lot of empty threats. Like people are threatening to do this and that, and not really doing it. It's just all words.
Yeah.
So I think the longer it goes on, people are still going to get, quite angry, but it's going to be words without actions. I personally think.
A lot of people are accepting it as the new norm now. This is the new norm to a lot of people, and they're accepting it, and they're going to comply to the rules.
Which is a shame, but I hear that, definitely. It's a shame, but I reckon the majority of people are just going to try and conform in it and just try and adapt in their own way or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When we shouldn't.
I think, like with anything, people will always find ways to kind of deviate from the norm.
But there's a lot of people that
think people will always
and they can't function without rules, and they've got to follow the government because their life needs to be surrounded by rules.
Yeah, no, that's true. I just feel like for people who want some kind of normality, they're going to find a way. Like everybody finds a way to do something. Sometimes you might not have a lot of money, but then you'll find that little bit of money to bring together to go to the chicken shop or get a packet of crisps or something. You know?
So,
not speaking from experience or anything.
So I mean, as we see from the beginning up until now, all the regulations that's been put into place, all the restrictions that's been put into place, we still see more and more restrictions getting put into place. They've upped the tier to a 5-tier lockdown now, which is, for me, I just don't understand why they would even do that. I know in London,
5-tier.
Yeah, it's a 5-tier thing, not a 3-tier thing now, I swear. I heard that.
What?
When did that change?
That was just popped in out the blue, to be honest, because I can't even remember when I heard it. I have heard it, but I just can't remember when. But yeah, it was just out the blue.
A week ago, we was 1 tier away from crisis.
Yeah.
So now we're 3 tier. So why are we in such a strict lockdown then?
Because this is Britain and they need to recoup their money back, innit?
Yeah, well, that's what it is. But that's the whole thing. With all these businesses shutting down, how are they going to recoup it? They keep all these businesses closed.
I know, I understand that, but they'll find ways. They're the government, hence why they're still in this mission recoup. You know what I mean? You've got idiots that don't like wearing masks. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm not saying idiots in a bad way. I'm just saying some people just don't want to think. Some people just don't want to think. Some people just don't want to think, innit? Like as I said, some people just don't want to think, or they want to be defiant.
No, but there's a lot of people that cannot wear it.
There is a lot of people that cannot wear it. There is a lot of people that cannot wear it. I understand that. I'm exempt. I understand what you're saying. You know what I mean? But as I said, you still got people, because some people are exempt and they see that they're not wearing it. They want to be no.
Yeah, I know. They come up with stupid arguments.
I'm not wearing it.
He needs to wear one himself because of certain reasons.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So
the thing is, for me, if people are allowed to be exempt from not wearing it, and don't quote me, or I'm not saying it like it's true, but it just can't be as bad as what they're saying it is, because if it's that bad, no matter what, everybody will have to be wearing masks. And I know it's true, and it's a true thing. However, the seriousness of it, well, it's serious, but you know what I mean, like the seriousness of it all.
Yeah, it is. To be honest, it's just misinformed, isn't it? It's totally and utterly misinformed to me. See, you know what I mean? As I've already said once before. Like they keep on saying that, but it's once it hits 1 point and 1.2, we're blatantly going into a lockdown and stuff. But they've said that we've been near that number for time. They said that we've been at 1 point for God knows how long. Where if you check a lot of other statistics, like NHS England and all these other accredited websites you can go to, it's 0.7.
Which is still quite high.
Actually, it's still quite high, but it's not the 1.2 that they're talking about. You know what I mean? It's all right. It's 0.3 off the point.
The cancer, the people that's dying of cancer, dying of colds, dying of whatever on a daily basis. It's nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
and remember, they've already said as well that they want to. Yeah, man. Like and they've already said as well that they're going to be like combining cold and flu statistics with COVID statistics.
Yeah, because they want to make it sound like
so
it's
when
more.
they put out it just makes no sense. Obviously, the way they're doing things is just totally and utterly misinformed. You know what I mean? And hence why we're confused, and they're kind of just as confused, if not more confused than what we are. You know, because they don't even want to listen to the scientists that they're paying $7,000 a day.
Yeah.
They're going, all right, we need to do this and we need to do that. And they're going, actually not really. We're going to do this.
So I would then say, to your statement, B.dot, it's not the stupid people that don't wear the mask, but it's the stupid people that actually comply with the government, because from the beginning, people were complying with the government, people were wearing masks, people were having gloves on, even though people were grumbling and thing about it.
Do you think
but the government, what happened?
Do you think that was fear-based a little bit though?
Yeah, but what happened is that it didn't do anything, and obviously people can see now whatever the government is putting down hasn't got any leg to stand on. So anything that's been said now by the government, people who go against it is quite natural. It's a natural thing. Is what you're gonna do, innit? So
but people ain't being left with a lot of choice but to follow and go with the mask, because you're not allowed to go on the bus if you ain't got a mask on. You ain't allowed to go on the train if you ain't got a mask on. You can't go in the shop if you ain't got a mask on.
Yeah, you can't go in shops, you can't go in.
They're controlling every aspect of our daily lives, and we ain't got a choice but to.
But you know, the thing is, right, at the beginning, nobody was none the wiser. Nobody was none the wiser at the beginning. So from being told to put masks on, you're going to believe that it's the right thing to do from what we was told at the time. It's not until later that we started to, see a bit more into the reality of things.
Yeah,
and then for us to make a conscious decision on, okay, well, maybe I don't need the mask. But at first, of course, we're going to listen, because we hadn't experienced this before in our lifetime anyway.
And it was scary for people, you know what I mean?
But because we've done it now, it's hard to backtrack from that now, because we've already agreed to do it.
You're going to get fined. You can't go do your banking. You can't get in the cab. So you ain't got a choice. They're forcing our hands. They're taking the choice really away from us if we want to do those everyday things like go do banking, go do shopping, ride in the cab, ride on the bus. So we ain't got a choice but to follow the rule.
Yeah, sounds more like prison to me, mate.
Well, that's what it is.
Bloody hell.
But there is just more and more rules and regulations that's popping up out the blue, and as we all know, once it pops up out the blue and comes into fruition, it don't go away.
Nah,
it seems to just stay and not go nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, New World Order. That's what I'm
Well, we are
order out of chaos.
It does look like we're stepping close to it, doesn't it? Does look like that way, but I mean, realistically, every year is a new year, isn't it? Everything you've got to change stuff in your life anyway, because of things that's happened with your life and family and what the politics are doing and what the industries are doing. It's just a bigger change right now, isn't it? And it's not even that much bigger. It's the fact that it's changing so quickly, and I think the quickness of it is.
That's a choice you make for yourself. This choice has been forced upon us. That's where the fault is. We make those choices for ourselves on a year-to-year basis. Now everybody's been given the same rule. Everybody.
Yeah, so but not everyone follows that rule, though.
We're all one.
But not everyone follows the rule. But so, like we spoke about it last time, we've always been controlled, and we've always been, basically manipulated into doing what we've got to do in our lives, isn't it? It's just that, like we're saying now, is a lot of stuff's happening a lot more quicker, that I suppose we're feeling a bit more unstable in what's going on.
Call it an extreme rate. I would slightly call it an extreme. It's come real quick.
Quick.
I understand that a pandemic's helped them bring these things really quickly, but it has been you can't lie, it has been kind of real quick.
Well, you got to think about all the rules that's come in.
Even the track and trace is too much.
In 8 months, how many rules have they brought into our living and behaviour? It's mad.
Yeah.
It's mad.
It is, man.
And I agree, things have happened very, very quickly, but at the same time, I don't agree with the government quite clearly. However, they've had to put things in place very quickly because of the change in things that are happening.
Of
You
course.
know.
Yeah,
so,
but do you? I think that the certain things that they've put in has been rushed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's,
of course.
it's kind of been rushed, and when it's been put out, hence it don't make no sense to people. People are having to follow it, but they don't understand what they're following. You know what I mean? So when they're actually being told, no, you're doing wrong. How? Tell me how I'm doing wrong. But they kind of can't like explain nothing to you.
Yeah.
And I think that just causes confusion all the way around.
No, it does.
You know what I mean?
It does.
Yeah.
You can go shopping with hundreds of people in the supermarket, but you can't bring a brethren to your house.
Yeah.
Like you go mingle in the supermarket with someone. You don't know
It
how
makes
well.
you laugh, innit? It makes you laugh. It does make you laugh.
So in New Zealand, they had 25 deaths at the start of Corona in March, and what they did is that they went into total lockdown, innit? Like everyone wearing masks.
Yeah, total national lockdown for 4 weeks.
And they haven't been. They're all right now. They haven't got nothing going on over there.
Well, what happened with New Zealand is all coronavirus, like basically coronavirus kind of went from New Zealand, and then I think someone came to New Zealand on holiday and brought it back. And so they went into another 2-week lockdown and locked that off as well. And then there's been no coronavirus there since.
So are they living?
So they just nipped it in the bud really quickly.
Are they living in restrictions at the moment then in New Zealand?
I don't think so.
Maybe not, but then maybe they're not letting people in and out of the country.
No, actually they're not, because I saw a post. Yeah, not only that, no, I don't think they are.
Yeah, they're probably not.
No,
actually,
yeah, they're not as it goes. They're not, because I see a post not long ago. I see a post about a week ago. Yeah, saying they were at an NFL game, so it's like a national football. It's like rugby, but New Zealand rules. You know what I mean? And they've got full stadiums. Everyone right next to it, absolute packed out stadiums. You know what I mean? So there's no restrictions there. There's no restrictions there. They're back to normal now.
But are people going into the country though?
No way. People ain't going in and out.
That's something I don't know. That's something I actually don't know. I actually don't know about that.
Well, then there you go. I mean, if it is the case that people are not coming in and out, then that's one answer right there, which we're still doing. People are coming in and out of the country, aren't they?
We've got people flying in out every single day, back and forth.
And then go sit in your house for 2 weeks. Go sit inside for 2 weeks before you come back out, though. Yeah, just go sit inside for 2 weeks. Yeah. Though. You know what I mean?
But they ain't making sure people do it anyways. They're going straight back out anyways.
No, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
It's a madness.
Again, they're not regulating that, are they?
No, they're not.
I've already said one of the reasons.
At the restaurant, but they're not checking on people that's coming abroad.
Yeah.
It's not going to a restaurant.
And shops as well. The thing, I don't see what the difference is from restaurants to retail shops. I don't understand why they're not making people scan in there. Because the amount of people that come inside retail shops.
Exactly.
Well, I've only ever seen that happen once. I've only ever seen that happen once.
What do you happen once where?
It happened once around where I work. You know what I mean? Literally just walked in once and checked a couple of people. But they didn't actually find anyone on the spot or anything. They were talking to people and that. Everyone was going, yeah, okay, we'll listen. And then they left.
Yeah, that's dumb.
That was it.
That's dumb. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Retail shops are going to be a very high risk environment for coronavirus spreading, where in restaurants they're pretty hygienic. So realistically, you should be scanning people that's going into retail if you're going into restaurants.
I'm trying to find the supermarket.
They didn't say, they haven't said that the coronavirus spreads by food. They say it spreads by surfaces. So they shouldn't need to even do it in restaurants based on that. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
But it's airborne though, isn't it?
No.
Yeah. Up to.
It is.
Is it not? No.
Is it an airborne virus?
It has to be, because that's why you got mask on.
Virus.
Yeah, that's why you got mask on. That's why you got mask.
What?
Because of airborne. It's airborne. It has to be.
I thought it's more students.
No, I know, but
services.
No, it's actually airborne.
Okay, because before they were saying it wasn't airborne.
No, man, it's definitely airborne.
If it wasn't airborne, it would just be
It would never have travelled so quickly. It would never have travelled so virulently. Never.
I don't think I've got
not only that, think about it. Yeah, no, serious, airborne. No,
Well,
yeah, we wear masks,
confused
didn't
about it. I was reading it. You were saying it wasn't airborne, so I was confused what the mask situation and all that shit was about.
Because there was
Yeah,
a whole
no,
thing
no,
about the
that's what-
distance that it travels and how long it lasts in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, and they say it's up to. They say it's basically like 2-3 foot. So that's why you got to keep that 2 foot distance, which they brought down to 1.5, then 1 meter, and then said, actually, let's bring it back to 2.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know now, yeah, like the first month, 2 months, maybe even 3 months, all they were banging on about was airborne, 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 airborne. Like to the extent where all we was talking about for one whole episode was airborne. You know what I mean? It was mad.
Yeah, no.
Like we was flying on plane ourselves. So it's just, yeah. So the way I see it, the government, they keep changing their tune when they want.
I don't think they know, because even on the Gov website, it's saying it's thought to be it's thought to occur mainly through respiratory droplets, so it's not exact.
Yeah,
they don't know.
They ain't got, like, it's the
They
government.
don't know.
They don't know. How are we gonna know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Again, confusion all round. You see what I'm saying? It's confusion all round, man.
Yeah.
No, I thought I was going crazy. I was thinking, no, I read and I know it didn't say it was airborne.
Yeah.
No, because I remember that I actually remember that episode where all it was banging on about is airborne and how far it goes, and we talked about it a lot. That particular episode, a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Mad thing.
But they do want the
look,
government to do. Not saying yes, I'm not saying no.
6th of October. Yeah, 6th of October, BBC News. COVID can be airborne.
Can be.
See what I'm saying? They ain't got
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to be smart.
They ain't got exactly. They ain't got a clue.
Yeah.
They ain't got a clue, man.
They're boggled.
It's ridiculous.
So there was an article which I keep seeing, which
that's recording. And that's not much.
Yeah, that's cool. There's an article I keep seeing which confuses me, that they keep pushing out, which says COVID, the increase in COVID numbers isn't due to the new testing that's been done. Have you seen that post?
What's it due to then?
Well,
what's it?
I mean, obviously, I don't know what it is due to, but what I'm saying is that they keep pushing this post that it's not due to the testing.
What? It's not due to the track and trace testing?
Yeah.
Because obviously people have to get tested to know that they've got the virus.
Yeah, that's exactly. So that's why I'm so confused about these articles that I keep seeing. I don't know. I thought you lot might have seen that as well.
Bro, they throw out articles a day. Imagine how many articles come out a day about this stuff. Like I guarantee you, there'll be an article as a rebuttal to the article you read. Bless you. Yeah, there must really be an article with a rebuttal to whatever article that you've read, bruv. And
probably.
And it's gonna be all over the gaff.
Yeah,
you know
true.
what I mean? So, like, as much as, don't get me wrong, as much as that could be relevant information, you know what I mean? If you read something else, it might not be.
But I keep seeing loads of articles about the track and trace just being a whole load of rubbish, basically, and that it's not working, it's not operating properly. So I don't know where they're getting the
one of the reasons it's not working because no one's doing it. You walk as soon as you mention track and trace to someone, they walk out the building. They'll just pop out. They won't even look at you. Like they'll track and that's it. You don't even get to say trace. They're gone.
Their figures are off.
Plenty of times that's happened to me.
Testing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So one of the main things that I've seen is that so all the testing they're doing, it's testing measurements is between 35 and 40 cycles. Now, I personally don't know what this means, but what they're saying is that to test for coronavirus, it needs to be 25 cycles. And if you're testing any higher than 25 cycles, you're going to get a positive test result. So all the tests are doing from 35 onwards. So all the tests that they're giving out are going to end up giving positive test results, they're saying. Well, a lot of them are anyway, the majority.
Which is fake. So that's going to be more fake numbers, right?
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah, they said the issue with the numbers was when they're doing the testing, even if people are testing positive, when they're putting down their address and they say their home address is Cambridge, but they was getting tested in, let's say, Surrey,
London,
kind of thing. They were still saying the outbreak is in Cambridge, yet the people are living in Surrey or studying in Surrey, and so Cambridge is getting a higher result, even though half the people that was getting tested was actually living somewhere else. So their figures were wrong. That's what I said. Their figures were wrong when it came to it.
That's just mix and matching, like it's pick and mix though, like, isn't it? Like.
So basically, students that live in Cambridgeshire but study in Surrey, they'll be putting down Cambridgeshire as their address, but it's just Yeah, and
then all of a sudden they go tier 4 and have to go lockdown for no reason.
But really, it's Surrey on lockdown.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Where
and then
really
it's still
and truly,
spreading in Surrey.
exactly.
That's mad.
Oh, man.
I
think one of the buzzwords for today is confusion, you know. Swear down.
Confusion straight. They don't know whether it's airborne. We don't know if it's airborne. No one don't know nothing.
Listen, as you said and as Renee said, listen, no one really knows. You know, no one really knows. Everything's like can be this, could be that. We think this, thought to be that. You know what I mean? So it's still a bag of theory. You know what I mean? But yet they're pumping this out to us as real information.
Yeah.
But that's what the problem is, because we don't feel we know any better. We believe they know better, and we're listening to them and following what they say, because obviously they're the government, they're the doctors, the nurses, they know. But no, they're just wording it to cover themselves up. Really.
There's a certain expectation with the government that they need to fulfill, and they're not fulfilling it, which is making the people upset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As I said, the government, they're supposed to look after the people of the country, and they're not doing that. They're looking after themselves. And when they're looking after themselves, unfortunately for them now, people can see it. People couldn't see it really that much before. I believe, like Renee said this before, the pandemic, and Jay's actually said this before, the pandemic has kind of opened it up where people can see certain things now, innit?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I think people are seeing that they're out for themselves a bit more. And they don't like that, because you should be looking out for everyone. You know what I mean? So, unfortunately for them,
I mean, the problem is that regardless if we're seeing it more now, is there anything that's actually going to be done about it, or are we just going to end up spiraling into a situation where we're going to end up living unhappy all of our lives?
Boy, that is the question. And like I said, no one knows. Unless something really big kicks off where everybody says, fuck it, we ain't paying attention to the government now, we're going to fight back. We're going to keep on following the norm of what they're saying is the new norm is now. Because we don't have much choices.
But no one's going to know what that one thing that's going to trigger it is. No one actually knows what that thing where everyone's going to go, fuck it, let's do this. Innit? You know what I mean? Let's fight back now. No one actually knows what the trigger's going to be.
So what
that main catalyst is going to be for it.
What happened to Anonymous? That group?
Bruv,
I think they're just they're a group who
I
appear and disappear. They pop out when I guess they feel it's necessary, and then they stay undercover when they don't need to be about.
Hence their name, Anonymous. Hence the name Anonymous, you know what I mean?
But
not only that, you got to think of it like the thing with Anonymous, which I've noticed as well, like it's like this, innit? When certain people are doing something wrong, and people are trying to say, they're doing wrong, but no one's doing nothing about it, that's when you kind of see Anonymous pop up. It's like, listen, we'll expose you if you don't stop doing this.
Yeah,
hence they kind of expose the mad ring.
That's their whole motto. That's their whole motto, looking after the people that expose the evil, but look at what's been going on there with Black Lives Matter, Save the Children, all of this stuff, freedom in human rights. They ain't been popping up nowhere, mate. Nowhere. Where they meant to be?
No, but you've got to remember, there's so much going on. They can't pop up for every single thing.
They don't need to. They need to pop up for the main thing, or for one thing. I haven't seen them pop up for the last 3 or 4 months. This is where everything's been peak.
Yeah. You got to remember, I see it like this. I kind of feel that with Anonymous, when they go after certain people and certain companies and certain things, I believe it's quite calculated for them. You know what I mean? It's kind of a mission for them lot. You know what I mean? It's kind of mission-based, maybe. You know what I mean? And if it's mission-based, you've got to prepare before you go and move on to the next, man.
Yeah, of course.
Make sure you're ready.
But you got to remember, this Anonymous group have not stated that they're sitting in the same position as us. they've stated that they can find out any information. They know what's coming. They know what the government are planning. They know all the political games. They're saying that they've got all of this information at hand. So they don't need to prepare today, because they prepared for today last year, because they knew this was happening from last year, because they had all the information that the politics have, that the government have, and that scientists have, because they're hackers. They've got all the information online, bruv. So it's not like they haven't had time for preparation. They've had bare time to prepare. Like, we've had 8-9 months of coronavirus restrictions and regulations thrown upon us, yeah? And you're telling me that a group with all the resources, yeah, and all the skills are not even showing their head in the last couple of months, when their main thing was to help people for freedom, innit? When people are getting things taken away from them, their rights taken away from them, they go and expose people. That was their main thing, yeah? This is the most time when things are happening. But even Save the Children, Hillary Clinton, all of that stuff should have been exposed by then. Like, that's one of the major things in the world.
But how long does it actually
Yeah, but remember,
take
there's
to hack
people
into
going against
things
them.
and get the information?
How long?
Like, they can't just
Yeah.
because they
That's
won't
true.
be able to do it in 2 minutes. It might take them months or something to
Yeah.
get the
No,
information
so we're
that
talking
they need
about
to get.
online.
information
So
to
we're
get
talking
the
about
information.
online. We're
Yeah,
talking
it
about
might
online.
accumulate. They've got
Everything
They might
happens.
accumulate.
Listen, do you not understand what we're saying? So we're talking about online. So we're talking about all the stuff that people put online. Then we're talking about all the stuff that they can hack phones, they can hack TVs, they can hack computers, they can hack everything from one spot. Yeah, so it's not the fact I'm saying that they need to know what's going on. What I'm saying is that they've got all this information. It only takes 2 seconds for me to chat to you over Zoom. Yeah, that's information, visuals and audio
Yeah, I know,
traveling
but remember,
over.
there's no
This is
firewall
how quick
there's
it
no firewall
is.
protecting
But it is
that.
how quick it
Yeah,
is.
remember
So,
there's certain
so you
things
got to
protecting
remember
them and trying to block them out.
So these paedophiles
It's not-
have been happening for years. Yeah. So why haven't they been exposed? Huh? That's been years. They've seen Hillary Clinton. They've seen Epstein's Island from when Epstein's Island was running for 4 years ago. Why did it take all this
But
time
they've
for
been
Epstein to
trying
fuck
for
up
years. They've
for
been-
it to
they've
be
been doing
exposed?
certain things
Why
for
haven't they
years.
exposed them?
They've been in a war of anonymous
They
for
don't
them, lot.
But anonymous group, man, they ain't real out there, bruv. Like, if they were real,
Well,
they'll
then
be
there
out
you
there.
go. Then it's all a social thing. Then you've got to look at it. You've got to look into it and think, well, is it as what people are saying?
Yeah. Man, just going across the board with that idea quickly as well. Sorry, guys. Just like with everything that's been going on with the Black Lives Matter, people putting up pages, and with the Save the Children, people putting up pages and trying to get things happening. I mean, it kind of falls all in the same category, realistically. Like, are these people actually helping, or are they just getting, I suppose, glorification from doing what they're doing? I mean, obviously, we know what help looks like.
I honestly think it's starting to get phased out a little bit.
Yeah.
Starting to get phased out a little bit for me.
Well,
And I was
coronavirus
really
does
thinking
that,
about
man,
them
doesn't it?
sort of stuffs at the moment.
Yeah.
Say that again?
Coronavirus does that. It seems to phase out whatever's happening, man. Like, it's crazy.
Whatever it is.
Whatever happens, yeah, man.
And that's the truth, innit? That's the truth. No matter what you speak about, no matter what you go and tandem off to, like, it will always come back to coronavirus. Will always kind of overlap it. You know what I mean? And consume it, if you get what I'm saying. It consumes other subjects so much that you can't do nothing but talk about it. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Again, madness, bro. Madness. So not only is it eating all the madness and causing madness, it's taking all the subjects away from us, man. What the fuck's it doing?
Yeah.
Like,
I remember the days we used to talk about the weather machine and aliens.
Hey, harp and all that, yeah, innit? Talking about them wild ones there. Nah, it's nothing but virus.
So
While the virus is here, it's better. I believe it's better that we do talk about it, because then maybe we'll start to understand it more. Even if it helps other people understand it more, then so be it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I don't understand why they still haven't put the experts in charge. That's what I would have done. If
Because
I
they don't
known
wanna
I
listen to the
fucked up, I would have put the
They
experts
just-
straight.
they would rather, I believe, they would rather have Chris. Because I swear it's Chris Whitty. His name is. He's sort of like the face of the scientists out of all the scientists, and he's the one that's like the spokesman for them. They'd rather just stick him there, as I said, pay them that much amount of money a day, You know what I mean? Saying that they've got scientists working on this and doing that, and they're doing everything they can. And it's like in America, task force this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. But yet you're not even listening to the people that you've employed. You know what I mean? They're telling you, they're saying certain things to you, and you're going, actually, no, we're going to rather do that.
Yeah, because they know better.
I think this will be the better way to go. You know what I mean? And unfortunately for them, they don't know shit. To me, they don't know nothing. They don't know a thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If they knew something, then obviously something would have been done by now, and it might be a bit better than what it is. Instead, we're getting classed as getting worse. But yet everywhere else is slowly but surely trying to get back to something. Where every time we think we're getting somewhere, it goes back to square one.
Oh, mate.
I don't understand why it's like that.
Yeah. So, what else were we else going to look at again?
So the Oxford vaccine, where somebody died.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's look at the
I
vaccines.
wanted to hear about. I wanted to hear a bit more info on that, if anyone has some.
Yeah. That would be
In the news, it was just basically put that people were given the the vaccine or a placebo, and unfortunately somebody died. I don't know if they stopped the trials for the minute just to kind of review everything and look over everything. They obviously looked over everything and said, oh, it's fine. It wasn't basically it wasn't something that bad, or something wasn't bad with whatever they took, so they could continue the trials. And then obviously pointing out that they're in the last stages.
So basically, it weren't us. There was already something wrong with the person. Like that's basically what they tried to say.
Yeah. Basically.
That's bang out of order.
Yeah.
Why would you, if you're gonna be doing these sort of trials, wouldn't you want to try and do some sort of medical test to see if people have any sort of underlying health issues? Because if they do, maybe it's not the best thing for them to do some sort of trial. You know what I mean?
But maybe they want a certain percentage of people. Maybe they want a certain percentage of people who have something.
Wouldn't you have someone on board making sure that they're being checked at least? So if it looks like they're deteriorating in some way, they can be taken out and looked after in the right way.
It might have been something quick though, isn't it? It could have been an adverse reaction. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
I just think they needed more people on board or something. Maybe they needed more manpower or something. You know what I mean? I don't know.
But the thing is, it's not even too much. It's sad to hear, but it's not even too much of a surprise, because when you're doing trials like this, it's unfortunately it's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's going to be some kind of side effect.
Yeah. I've got a friend of mine.
And that's how they figure it out.
I've got a friend of mine, like a long-time friend of mine. He was a fit and healthy dude. Like, you know what I mean? He went and played football a lot and stuff. And they were doing like some sort of new drug trial. Yeah, and he thought, oh, I'm getting paid $3,000 like for a certain amount of days. Why not? You know what I mean? And in the end, like, it kind of mucked him up. He had frostbite on his fingertips and toes, and his skin went different. He mucked him up. Like, you know, and obviously, like, they tried to settle it down. They tried to settle it with him and that, but it did go to court in the end. But yeah, man, like his life is completely different now. You know what I mean? And unfortunately for the person that passed away, the people around her, their life is completely different now.
Yeah.
What are you going to try and help them? Because they're going to be feeling it. Are you going to be looking to help them? I don't think you are.
No, they're trying to waiver.
Basically trying to say it ain't us. There was something already wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're not even going to help the people. We're just out of moral, like.
They would have signed something,
you know what I mean?
In case this happened to protect, so these people are protected.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to sign a waiver, everything before they go and do all these trials.
Yeah, of course.
So they can't.
But I'm just saying in a moral sense, not even think, because I understand they have to sign contracts.
No one government ain't got no morals.
I understand, and I know deep down that's the case, but I'm sure there'd be someone, you know what I mean? That even go say some words of condolence, you know what I mean? Not no piece of card, go see the people, you know what I mean? Because I know they're just going to send two piece of card, innit?
But you know what you've
If
got
the
to remember
government
as
had any
well?
sense, rather than testing on normal, everyday people, they could go do those murderers and rapists that's in jail. Who would they get to them?
No, but this is what you've got to remember. The people who are going for these trials, they volunteered for it. People have actually
That's what I'm
volunteered
saying.
for it. So
Yeah.
Mad,
Yeah.
mad people.
you paid if you
Them people in
survive
jail would
it.
volunteer for.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what I mean? But then that's the price of your life, then, isn't it? What they were going to give you is the price of your whole life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Basically.
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
vaccines are definitely not
Dangerous.
going to be ready anytime soon. So if they're saying
What?
take vaccines, guys, don't do it, please.
Well, again, remember that we've talked about it before. They said it would take years for a vaccine. They said it would take not a year or years. It would take years. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
They're just trying to butter us up
again,
by saying, "Oh, it's going to be ready in the next month or the next few months."
Mhm.
Like they know it's not going to be ready,
It could
but
never be.
no.
It's gonna be nowhere near ready. You ain't even found the total basics yet, let alone be ready. The basics.
But the
are not
point is,
even
are they
covered yet.
really genuinely looking for a vaccine? Right now, they
I
want to
think
keep
they-
on what's going
I
on
think
right
they
now.
are.
They
I think they are looking for a vaccine. I just think they're might be looking in the wrong places, or they're taking a bit longer than they should be. You know what I mean? I think they would be. I just think they're just trying to butter us up, saying this, that, and the other. Again, it comes back to maybe just the promotion side of things, like Jay said before. They're just trying to promote this thing and make sure that we're all like, oh, okay, ain't too bad. As I said, we're still yet to see the celebrities and all sorts start opening their mouth yet, which I'm sure is going to be at some point.
Yeah, the sales.
You know what I mean? So
the sales team. That's the sales team.
But you know what the funny thing is, like you were saying about how it's affecting us socially and everything like that. Like obviously for people like influencers and celebrities, they're the privileged people, aren't they? So they can still be doing some things that we would want to be able to do and live their lives. Yeah. But we obviously as the normal people can't live our lives.
As they would class they're in there, because remember, they're in their bubble, isn't it? They've got their own bubble. That's them celebrity there. They've got their own piece of bubble, man. You know what I mean? And they float around in that.
Yeah, but some of them are even, some of them are still carrying on their normal work, whatever sector they're in.
Yeah.
They're still able to carry it out.
Yeah.
And I'm sure not everybody is in their bubble.
No, maybe.
You know what I mean?
No. And I'm sure you've still got.
It's class as work, so they get away with it.
Yeah, no, I hear that as well. Like, even though, like, we do know, as much as I know people love watching TV and that, it's not overly essential, is it, to be on a set? It really ain't.
No.
You know what I mean? It really ain't. You know what I mean? Obviously, there'll be guidelines and that, but.
Well, realistically, they probably will have it as essential because it's the movie industry, TV industry, isn't it? And they're the ones that make money for them as well, isn't it? So they're still gonna want that all running nice and smoothly.
But what about the musicians and all the live concerts and things like that?
I think with the music,
yes, I don't think they've opened them yet.
Yeah,
they ain't done that yet.
So with music,
a lot of musicians make that money from the concerts and things, don't they?
With music labels, like they're gonna work for the government, but they're gonna be more independent, so they're gonna make money. So the musicians ain't really gonna get it. And then YouTube now have made a lot of money from people that do music, like people and Spotify and iTunes. So I think the music sector, like unless I suppose, iTunes and all that work for the government, innit? It's all government based, isn't it? So they're probably gonna still run it on them sides there, man. Money. Entertain the people still in it with the basics.
But there are a lot of musicians who are complaining though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot of musicians.
And it's not just musicians, it's actors in the theatre industry as well.
Yeah,
they're not able to perform.
The theatre industry's been the theatre industry, and especially the musical theatre industry as well, they've been impacted really hard. Like, if not out of all the sort of little arts and that there is, I think stage has been hit by the hardest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's all. They make a lot of money's made on live performance. You know what I mean? And if there's no live performance, there really is not much money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know how that feels. I've actually been in that firsthand. I know how that feels. You know what I mean? So yeah, they've been hit hard. Stage has been hit hard. As we know, TV and film and that. Remember, it's cameras and all sorts. You can edit. You can do it over and over again. Just catch the best one and edit it to how you want. You know what I mean? And it goes on the telly or goes on a big screen. Live performance is different. There's a different sort of energy. There's a different sort of atmosphere. You know what I mean? That's what people are certainly paying money for. You know what I mean? Not just a performance, but the energy and the feel of things and that whole atmosphere of the theatre. You know what I mean? And when that's not happening, trust me, they're losing out on a lot of money. Hence, with all the Save the Arts thing, that Save the Arts, what it was saying, is more for stage than anything else. You know what I mean? More for stage than anything else. Yeah. And I hope that they're able to open. I hope they're open to open theatres and that real soon. I think it needs to happen. Even if they just open theatres for the actors and they do some sort of live streams, like they try to sort of live stream or something like that, virtual audiences and stuff like that. People are still paying money to be a part of a virtual audience.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people do that by Zoom and all that now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think that if they're gonna do that, and people are paying for it as well, so if they're gonna do that, maybe they should start letting them do that right now, because they're not even letting actors into theaters right now still.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. As an actor myself, I feel disheartened by it.
I hear that.
Properly disheartened.
Unless, I suppose, all it comes down to now, unless you're running with the government or you are the government, you're basically going to be kicked to the side, innit? That's how it's going to go.
Yeah, it's just going to be phased out, man. They'll just see it as, listen, you lot are a myth to us, innit? You're a myth to us right now.
Money is money, innit? Like, again, if it doesn't bring money, then it ain't worth it, mate, no more. Like, but
Operation Recoup, bro.
Operation Recoup, that's it, mate. You get me? Have yourselves, everyone. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Press this button here right now. Jeez.
Yo, press this big red button.
Press this button. Here.
Yeah, right here.
Button. Red one.